Welcome, residents, to the Dr. DC podcast. My name is producer Richard, and sitting across from me is the Doctor himself.
Hello.
Each week we talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners like you.
That's right.
Not you, but you.
Yeah.
Not you.
Yeah.
You.
You with your face in the toilet with the bidet spraying
my
you
God.
in the face.
Really?
Yeah.
Look. Are you happy it came out now? I got... As some of our Discord family, our Docscord family may be aware, I had a barbecue on Saturday.
Yes.
At that barbecue, I accidentally got obliterated.
Yes.
And so I ended up in the toilet, and I've still hungover 2 days later. And that's where I'm at.
Yeah. And part of the story that your wife told me is
Yeah.
while you were puking your guts out of the toilet, you turned to look at her and you turned on the bidet and didn't even turn it off again. You were just like,
I think my words exactly were help. Because I was so drunk and fucked up that I couldn't
Meanwhile,
muster.
I had a lovely time.
Yeah, you left
a
early.
reasonable amount of food
Yeah.
and drink, and then I
I
left.
mean,
with
a
my
reasonable
family.
amount of food is potentially suspect. But
It was reasonable.
for you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What do you think I mean?
Like for a normal person.
I'll get fucked.
I didn't. It was an accidental drunk. It was like I'm having a normal amount, and then I was blacked out drunk, and I don't know what happened in between, but that's for the courts to find out. We have a review.
Yay!
Great party, 5 stars. No, 11-star review.
Whoa.
Number 114. I mean, technically, shouldn't that be like 115?
Oh, don't worry. I've already adjusted.
Oh, it did. Okay. God, how many times have you said that?
I've already adjusted.
Oh, don't worry. I've already adjusted.
Oh, you mean with this big dick?
Oh my God. Wow. You know what I love about the comedy of this?
I'm so bad at having like even fake confidence about myself.
Yeah, me and my huge penis.
Is that what people say? It's I'm a dick.
Yeah, I got a long schlong. That's this guy. Yeah, that's right. Nominated podcast for comedy.
Yeah, somehow.
God, if we win, the ego is gonna be uncontrollable.
Insufferable.
Yeah. Now we could.
By the way, if you're a Canadian podcaster, if you haven't already, go to canpodawards.ca. You can register and you can vote for us in the best art series, best comedy series, and best leisure series categories for the Canadian Podcast Awards. This is your last week to do that. I think the voting closes on like the 29th or something.
I hope that we win the leisure one just so that I can buy a suit and call myself a Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah. Yeah. And then next year, I want to win the athleisure.
Yeah. Some of you have already messaged me and said that you have signed up and voted.
Which is lovely. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, 11-star review, 114 from Ravana. How could we possibly get more from Ravana? So many reviews already.
That's true, actually.
This was through a random text to a friend, screenshotted and then posted to Reddit.
Yeah.
With the subject, here's hoping that Supernatural podcast gets made one day. Oh, friend. Oh, my.
I've got good news and bad news.
Yeah. Both are the same answer.
And it's the same news.
Yeah. They go on to say, called Dr. DC. As you guessed it, is a comic book podcast. I'd give it 11 out of 10 stars. And yes, this is a review.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, because this is what we're doing, scraping the bottom of the barrel. We're taking photos of text messages posted on Reddit.
I will do anything for a review.
Oh,
Yeah. I really need this review.
oh yeah?
Yeah, step teacher.
Step teacher? Just mixing them all together now.
Oh, step teacher, my review is stuck in the dryer.
It's not even making sense now.
And the pizza guy's here.
Oh, it's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Thank you, Ravana.
And also, my boyfriend is calling.
Oh, but he's also here in the corner. So weird.
Thank you for your review. In
Yes.
case it was tough to figure that out.
Yeah. Speaking of good news, we have news. Holy shit. Jordan Fisher debuts in Flash poster as Impulse.
That's right. He's playing Bart Allen this season, and we've seen the costume. A lot of people online are like shitting on it, saying it looks stupid, but like
as stupid as any of the other costumes.
But also, have you seen Impulse's costume? It looks like that.
Yeah.
So they did their job.
Yeah.
Like it's good.
Surprise.
Like, what do you? At this point, it's like, if you don't like the CW shows, that's fine. I can't say I blame you. They have their own pitfalls and stuff, but like, then just leave them alone.
Are you still?
'Cause it's like if you already don't like them, then like, cool, I guess. But like, look at the costume. It looks like the comics. They did what they were trying to do.
Yeah,
it looks fucking great.
Are you still watching?
I am.
I have. I'm basically off from episode 1 this season. I stopped.
It's fine. I wouldn't even say it's that bad.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to sound crazy coming from me. I'm kind of looking back more fondly on like season 4, like the Thinker season.
Yeah.
And even kind of
Cicada?
the Cicada season.
Yeah.
This season it's not going anywhere. Like, I like that they're introducing some of the stuff that from the Josh Williamson run, like the other forces, like the Strength Force and the Still Force and stuff. But it's still just not going anywhere yet.
The show feels really lost right now. Like it
feels like it's wandering. Like week to week, they're like, we'll do this, and then it's like, oh, but this person's leaving. I guess we got to send them off. And then it's like, it feels like it doesn't have a direction.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem with
like
it.
The episode to episode, I think I still like it. Like, individual episodes are probably better than some of the ones from those seasons I'm talking about, but like as a show, I think it's never felt less on the rails than it has right now.
And I mean, this is a show that like it jumps the shark every single season. Yeah. So it can be really challenging to pull that off.
But like Legends, keeps feeling like it's building on it. Like,
but I mean, that's also the format for that. Legends is allowed to sort of go crazy.
Yeah, Flash just, I don't know. It's just kind of lost its way,
and it's losing all of the best parts of the show.
I mean, yeah, it might just have been one of those things where it's like maybe that Cicada season or the season after. Maybe that should have been. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's funny you say that too, because I mean, we talked about losing characters, and maybe that should be it. I mean, the Flash is losing Carlos Valdez and Tom Cavanaugh for rumored final season.
Do you know what I think? I mean, the show obviously was still good after this point.
Yeah,
but I think once Legends found out what it was, I think that hurt the Flash.
Yeah.
Because the Flash was previously the place that could be home to the stuff that was too fantastic for Arrow.
Yeah.
And then once Legends figured out its shit, then it was like, oh no, the real fun stuff goes there.
Yeah.
And then the like, it still has to be dramatic stuff goes to the Flash, and then the gritty stuff goes to Arrow. But it was like, no, like we should have kept Firestorm on the Flash, or like the Atom, or like other people with powers from other cities who bomb in for an episode or things like that. Instead of, now it's only them in Central City. They don't get visitors. Nothing like that happens. They're either only speedsters, or it's like every once in a while Cisco is like, I gave up my powers, but I came up with all this tech. I'm going to be vibe for like 5 minutes here. It's just like, it just feels like it's spinning its wheels in the mud. And it's too bad because, like I said, I think individually, episode to episode, it's probably still better written than some of those earlier seasons, but those seasons at least had like tracks, right? Like, maybe it took too long to get there. I know that was my complaint with Cicada, which was just like, this is like dragging, but at least I knew that there was like a station at the end of it. Like,
it's a problem that I have a lot of the time with DC in general, especially in the comics, is that you do like a crazy crisis event where it's like, we're changing everything, and then they so quickly go back to like normal That it's like, instead of going like all this stuff, now we know all of this stuff is crazy. Why don't we continue to tell that story? They just go, that's too hard. Let's just go back to the stories as they normally were.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like, you did this crisis event. Why not play into that world now? Now you have access to all of these other characters potentially. And it's like, no, we don't.
Yeah, in a weird way, I do feel like Legends success hurt Flash.
And Supergirl.
Yeah. Because Supergirl is a better show than Flash.
Yeah, and then with Lois and Clark, it's just like, there's...
Yeah, I mean, kind of almost its own thing, even though I know it's part of the same thing.
But it doesn't even at all.
Yeah.
Anyways, next, Aquaman 80th anniversary special coming this summer.
Yeah, baby.
Finally.
80 years of the wettest superhero.
I was listening the other day to Docmus 2. When you get the shirt I made for you.
Oh, yeah, the Atlantis rowing club. Or whatever.
Yeah. Atlantis Swim Club. It's like Get Wet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was awesome.
Fuck yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this special.
I don't have much to say about that.
Do you think it's going to be like a sort of omnibus of a bunch of different...
Oh, yeah, it's an anthology. Yeah, that's what all of these kind of ones are. I think there's a Green Arrow one this year, too.
Awesome.
There's a few for 80th.
We'll have to get
that are happening. But, I mean, this one's definitely on my pull list. I'm looking forward to seeing a bunch of different Aquaman stories and homages to a bunch of different eras. We're undoubtedly going to get a cool hook hand thing, Hope we get kind of like the blue camouflage suit era or the water bearer hand or things like that. But even if it's just a bunch of different takes, I also hope we see a lot of the Aqua family. I think people who read Aquaman know that there's like a big extended kind of world of characters, but for maybe people that are like, oh, Aquaman, this is a special issue, I'm going to pick it up. They might not know all of them. It'd be cool to expose lots of people to, Mira and Jackson and Garth and Tula and Dolphin and Merc and Volko and Siren and on and on and on, right? Like, see all of those, like, the extensions of the Aquaman family.
It's interesting, right? Because besides, like, Green Lantern, I guess, like, there's not a lot of characters who, like, their anthologies can have so many different versions of them. Like Superman, Batman,
right.
Like, you're just getting sort of the one version of them.
I see what you're saying, right? Because there are multiple Green Lanterns.
Yeah. But with Aquaman, it's like there's been so many variations on him.
There's been like Aquaman is one of those characters that because for so long he was seen as like a middling success, there have been lots of reinterpretations. So he does have more, I would say, distinct eras than like Superman does.
Exactly. Next, Batgirl movie picks up directing pair.
Yeah, these are the people that directed Bad Boys for Life, I think.
Crazy. It's Adil El Arbi and Bilal Falah. I'm gonna butcher those names, but
yeah, pretty sure they're the ones that directed Bad Boys for Life. So this is a Batgirl movie for HBO Max.
Yeah,
which I guess doesn't mean 100% it won't get a theatrical release, but I guess it's more just like that's not the goal. They're not looking at this as like a $900 million bring in on the box office kind of thing. They want to drive traffic still for HBO Max.
Yeah.
So, I think that's super cool. Let's get a Batgirl movie in there.
It's awesome. I'm really.
Do we know yet if this is like DCEU or if it's like its own thing, like the Pattinson Batman or like Joker or?
It hasn't been specifically said yet. What's interesting is that Christina Hodson was the one who created the script.
But she's the one who wrote Birds of Prey.
That's right.
So then my hope is that it's DCEU because I would love to like use that to if that does well, you actually get like your Birds of Prey sequel and then you can bring Babs into that team properly.
Or even if there's like a fight scene with them, like in the movie.
Oh, I would like that.
That would be really fun.
I would enjoy that a lot.
I'm really like, I'd love to see like Huntress and like Black Canary at least pop up. Like, I think that would be really, really fun. I love that they're replacing the original director, Joss Whedon.
Of course. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't even know that it's the same project other than there was at one point.
No, it is.
A Batgirl project
because he was coming in to develop it in 2018.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, is this just the same one? Or did they, like, forget about it, and then someone came in later and was like, actually, Batgirl is a good idea. I have a thing.
It's the same thing in the fact that it's, like, the same team developing it, except for, like, the writers and the directors. Like, the same producers. Like, they were working on this project.
Gotcha.
Then it got jumped up.
Understood.
But, yes, they are known for the revamp of the Bad Boys franchise, which I've never seen. The new one, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't see it, actually.
I actually don't even know if it's good.
I don't either. I like those first 2 Bad Boys movies, but I didn't see them.
Especially because, like, a bunch of his stuff Will Smith stuff recently has been getting, like,
he used to be the man who couldn't miss.
I know.
Like Deadshot.
Oh, yeah. It was like Hitch and it all went downhill.
I think Hitch is pretty good.
Really?
I like Hitch.
What about the other one where he's the superhero?
Hancock? See, I don't like Hancock.
Yeah, Hancock's bad.
Yeah.
Bruce Timm returns for new Batman animated series.
Yeah, but Matt Reeves and J.J. Abrams are also involved as producers on this Batman animated series.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I kind of hope Bruce Timm is also just like a producer as opposed to like more involved. Not that I mean, listen, Bruce Timm is a critical part of the DC animated universe. Like, he's the one that gave us the iconic style of those cartoons we grew up
and
with.
Harley Quinn.
But I also feel like we're past it, you know. And I think the thing that made Bruce Timm's stuff work was Paul Dini's writing.
Yeah,
Bruce Timm himself is kind of the guy who's a little bit more like leery.
Oh,
and I kind of. Yeah, I mean, listen, if his involvement gets this thing going, gets people signed on because he's kind of like a legend or whatever, then that's great. But I sort of hope it's not like just more of his style. Also, we've seen more animated things in different styles, and I like them. I like that Beware the Batman, that like 3D Batman one that didn't really take off, but I liked that one. I liked Batman Brave and the Bold, totally different style. I liked The Batman. That had a totally different animation style. That was a cool one. Like, I'm pumped for new Batman stories and
do you think
stuff like that, but I sort of want a different energy than the old Batman animated
do you
series.
think that bringing in Bruce Timm is like putting in a stake in the list like
that? It's what it feels like, and I think it's the one thing that's like I'm not excited.
Yeah,
but I am kind of like
But here's the problem too. Also, if you bring in Bruce Timm, you have to bring in like Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy. Like,
I don't think you do, but like, because I don't think they're continuing that thing. But it does feel like they're saying, "But we liked the energy of that," which is not a wrong impulse. But I would also say, like, I don't know that Bruce Timm is the person I'd be bringing in. I think I'd be trying to get Paul Dini more than I'd be trying to get Bruce Timm.
Yeah,
is more what I mean. I think.
Well. Speaking of animated series coming, HBO is bringing all new Superman animated series to life.
Yeah, and this one's got a different animation style.
Very different.
Very cool, kind of like fun, high energy kind of look. Jack Quaid is going to be voicing Superman for that, which is awesome.
Because this is like a 20s age Superman, like who hasn't like even come out as like full Superman yet. Like he is not like wearing the cape or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's great is that hopefully, like Smallville, or unlike Smallville, they won't like force it on him like halfway through.
Yeah, no, it's
I mean, that didn't sound right. But
no, it didn't. Oh, geez, Louise. No, it looks like a ton of fun. It's got a very like sassy looking Lois, which is great.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be fun. Again, I like having different styles. That's the thing that makes me kind of about the Bruce Timm thing. Is like I hope it's different, and not just like his other stuff. Because I dig the different vibe of this Superman one. Remember, we saw those couple of like stills from that Aquaman King of Atlantis one, and it's like a totally different animation style. I was like, yeah, dope, awesome. Just give me different breadth rather than depth is always like the that's what I'm bringing to the table.
That's what everybody wants,
ladies. Right? Yeah,
what a romantic. I'm looking forward to a new. I mean, how often do we really get a different take on Superman in general?
Oh, I mean, I guess Superman has had maybe fewer animated adaptations, or they're always in the context of like a Justice League thing. And like, there hasn't been another Superman animated series since the last one.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, I guess since the last one, you know what I mean? Superman has appeared in lots of animation, but like a dedicated series, no, it has been a while. That's true.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
We've got part 2 trailer of Batman: The Long Halloween.
Oh yeah, you're excited. You like this?
I think I need to put it on right now.
Oh yeah. I mean, that looks dope.
I love that animation style.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks really good. I got not much more to say than that. Obviously, Jensen. Oh, Lordy
Good
Jensen.
Lord. I'm very, very excited. It's coming out soon too, right?
Yeah.
He's such a great Bruce Wayne. I wasn't expecting to like it so much.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah, I mean, and I think what's neat too is, you know, it's not one of those animated adaptations where it's trying to mimic the look of Tim Sale's art.
Yeah, no.
But hopefully it does seem to be capturing like the tone, like the coloration, the like that kind of stuff is in there, even if it's not like the weird kind of like pseudo grotesque kind of thing that Tim Sale had going in that book. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. That is it for the news. So we talked about some darkness. Why don't we head into the light?
It burns.
Are you also mortal?
More Dracula?
Literally, like, yeah, this comes out after. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, joke for those of you also listening to Ghostfacers.
Yeah, because I cared about continuity up to this point.
Oh, yeah.
That's what this podcast is all
you're
about.
You're the canon king.
That's what they call me for another reason.
Yeah, okay.
That's right. This week we're talking about sources of light, light-based powers.
Solar powers, light powers, that sort of thing. They're not necessarily; those two aren't necessarily the same thing, but they feel like they should go together.
Yeah.
So,
light in DC.
Yeah, there's lots of characters that manipulate light, or their powers are based in like light projection, or they get their energy from the sun, or from things like that. So, I thought it was like a neat way to throw in some old favorites that we know we talk about, and some other characters that we don't talk about so much.
Yeah. So let's get into it. We got a lot of questions.
All right, let's
about
do
light. Let's go to Facebook.
Going to the face and the book. Going to the Facebook.
We've only just done. Who asks, what happened to the Kimyo Yohoshi version of Dr. Light after her JLI tenure? Why did she seemingly get put aside for so long? Was it to push the villainous Dr. Light more?
So Dr. Light is kind of a weird one in that there was an original Dr. Light, Dr. Arthur Light, who becomes this villain Dr. Light who has light-based powers. And then in Crisis on Infinite Earths, I think Crisis number 5, number 4 and number 5, the Monitor redirects energy from last week's topic, the Vega star, redirects energy from specifically that star to Earth. It strikes this like astronomer, this scientist, Kimyo Hoshi, and she is bestowed with light-based powers, and she becomes the new Dr. Light, who also basically wears the same costume as the old villain.
Yeah, but isn't.
But totally separate characters, and she becomes a hero. She, as a character, was always sort of interesting because she was this very, like, headstrong, arrogant kind of hero. Didn't want help, didn't want to be part of a team.
Oh, well.
Stuff like that. Cool that she was, like, a Japanese hero that they introduced and stuff like that. And she's a big part of Crisis. But, yeah, she was always kind of, like, she would butt heads a bunch or be like, you know, like, I'm better than this. I don't need to wait for an invitation to your team or like shit like that or that kind of thing, which was kind of neat. She is briefly involved in the JLI run, the Bwaha era of the League, very briefly. She shows up in Infinite Crisis and a bunch of other things, but it's true that she is used less and less and very infrequently, and then was like sort of in like an arc of Birds of Prey, but then not really in that book anymore. And she showed up in Blackest Night, but again, not really like a big part of it. I feel like Dan might be right that part of it was that they were like, we're going to reinvent the villainous Dr. Light. We're going to make him more of a threat, because he was always like a joke.
Yeah.
Like he was like a Teen Titans villain that they always easily beat.
Oh, wow.
And then when they reinvented him, they made him this like maniacal rapist.
Yikes.
That's the identity crisis thing with like Elongated Man's wife and Dr. Light, and they mind wipe Dr. Light and they mess with his brain.
Because it feels like they sort of try to balance that a bit in the Titans TV show, where he's not completely a joke, but he's also like kind of maniacal, but not that
well.
hard.
And certainly to Deathstroke, he's a joke. On that show. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we did get a version of Arthur Light there. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Kimio Hoshi has definitely been kind of forgotten, maybe more than a lot of other characters of that era. I don't know that I have a good other reason for that. I think you're probably right. Part of it was trying to bring back the other Dr. Light. I think part of it too is that they were like, it was probably, it probably worked against her that it was like a Japanese character and stuff like that. You hate to say it, but like, it was like, she wasn't like a buxom blonde.
Yeah.
That probably worked against her a little bit,
unfortunately,
in a way that it shouldn't, of course.
Yeah.
But it probably, you know what I mean, like as a publishing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's cool though. I want to see more of her, because I did like the idea that like, yeah, she's fine, she'll do the right thing, but it's not even that she's out to seek glory. She's not like a Booster Gold type, but she's just like, I fucking got this. What, you want to like hold hands and go for a campfire after this? Like, I don't need teammates or friends. Just let me be a hero. It's again just a slight different kind of take on a character, and it would have been neat to maybe follow a bit more of her too. I think.
I like that.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Well, we're so sweet saying adieu, but we are leaving.
Goodbye is such sweet sorrow.
That's the thing I was looking for.
That I should say goodbye till it be morrow.
Show off.
Yeah.
We're leaving Facebook and heading on over to Twitter.
Twitter.
Wow, you stuttered on that one a bit.
Did not. I don't make mistakes. Go back and listen to any episode. I don't make a mistake ever.
Roll of the tape.
No.
First question on Twitter.
How did you have that ready?
Oh, I've been waiting. Locked and loaded. First question comes from Brendan M. Flick.
Very nice.
Yeah. Who asks, if you bite a Green Lantern hard construct, does it taste like a green apple Jolly Rancher? What?
I mean, obviously, a very silly question.
Yes.
But it's true that the green light constructs do kind of look like that sort of like clear green Jolly Rancher.
Yes, definitely.
But the thing I found interesting here is there is sort of the Green Lanterns wield light. They specifically wield the green light of will.
Yes.
It is a visual thing, totally. But there is there's that Green Lantern that like their species doesn't see, so they have like a different way of like manifesting their will, and that different oath, and that oath is all about like sonority. Like they talk about like, if something evil, something's Nell, blah 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 blah, the F sharp bell. Like they change the oath so that it's about hearing, because their species doesn't see. They still use green light, but there's like an adaptation for their abilities and their the way their species interacts. And it made me think, like, I wonder if there's like a taste based version of it where it's like, I guess you got no eyes or ears, but you could smell or taste like crazy well, or your eyes and ears don't work that well or something. So like maybe that their oath has something to do with like green apple. Like
that's very funny.
Yeah. When evil tries to snapple your neck.
Oh no.
We
finish it.
put this green apple flavored ring on your dick. Nope.
You happy what you did there?
No.
An apple a day keeps the Green Lanterns
Off your
there.
dick. Sorry.
Wow. All right. Moving on.
Isn't that a fun idea?
Yeah.
Thanks, Brandon. Now I look like an idiot.
Yeah, now.
What? Roll tape.
Next question comes from Eon Braydon. Yes, the donkey rises. Dr. Light, better as a hero or a villain? What I mean is, does the concept of the Dr. Light persona work better for a hero or a villain?
Right. So again, we have Dr. Arthur Light, the original Dr. Light, the bad guy.
And then Kim Yo-Hoshi.
And then Dr. Kim Yo-Hoshi.
Yeah.
The heroic Dr. Light. Both end up wearing the same costumes. I think later they retcon that Arthur Light killed and stole tech from her father.
Oh.
They connect them
nice
as a retcon later on, but originally I don't think that was part of it.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that's fascinating about Dr. Light is, again, for years he was a joke. You know, he would lead what were they called, the Fearsome Five or whatever, but they were always just like the teenagers beat them up. The Teen Titans are skilled, they're good heroes, but it's also like they could never, they were so not on the Justice League's radar.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's always kind of funny. And then that thing in Identity Crisis where they go back and they go do you know why he was such a joke? It's because we had Zatanna fuck with his brain because he used to be a crazy rapist. Mm-hmm. And then we made Zatanna basically lobotomize him magically. And then it made him such an inept villain that only the Teen Titans fought him. That was the retcon.
Really?
Yeah.
Yikes.
And then he gets his memory back, and then that kicks off a thing where that secret comes out in the League, and then Batman's like, what? And then Batman finds out they messed with his memory because Batman had caught them, and then he's like, well, fuck this, I'm building Brother Eye.
Oh yeah.
And then it's there's all these knock-on effects.
Yeah, what's that called again? The
OMAC project. Yeah. So there's all of those kind of knock-on things happen from that retcon, but I don't know. There's something kind of interesting about the original Dr. Light. He had it was tech, I think, that was his power. Eventually, retcons happen. He gets actual powers and that. Yeah. In the New 52, he wasn't even a bad guy. He was like a scientist that an accident happened to, and then Waller kind of press gangs him into working for her.
Oh wow.
As a weapon against the Justice League. But he's I think there's let's remove the retcon, the part of the retcon where he is such a horrifying sex offender.
Yes.
There is an element of tragedy to Arthur Light, where it's you're such a bad villain, the kids keep beating you up. And or in the New 52, you're not even a bad guy, but you're just this manipulated kind of pawn of other people, and it ruins your life and kills you and turns you into energy or whatever happened in that story.
It's what's his name across from the Krusty Krab?
Squidward?
No, the villain. Plankton.
Yeah. There's an element of tragedy there, and then on the flip side, you have Kim Yo-Hoshi, who is, for all intents and purposes, this very successful, if not slightly lonely person, who is then given these powers, and then also is sort of seen as not even seen as lesser. It's not like Superman is bad powers, but underused.
Yeah.
And then from partly their own fault, and maybe partly also because they're just not as venerated as a hero, they're not included on teams and stuff like that. It's almost like the legacy of the Dr. Light mantle is to be
underused
or underestimated, or things like that. I don't know that that's deliberate, that they did that to Kimio to mirror Arthur Light, but it does seem to be a weird thing where for some reason this Dr. Light mantle, which it's cool powers, it's light powers, it's a cool costume, it's this very sleek black and white kind of outfit.
Do people just see light powers as lesser?
I don't think so. But it's just, for some reason, that character is now, to me, synonymous with underestimation, good and bad.
Yeah.
Which is sort of fascinating.
That is really interesting.
Yeah.
So what do you prefer, hero or villain?
Oh, I prefer Kimio Hoshi as a character. I think I prefer like the Dr. Light thing as a villain.
Would it be
you know what I mean? Like I want more Kimio Hoshi stories than I want Arthur Light stories, but there's something kind of fascinating about a bad guy whose powers are light as opposed to things that are traditionally like darkness, shadow. You know what I mean? Like
what about
it's got a science thing, like a mad scientist kind of thing where it's like, yeah, I'm refracting light. And it's like you could team him and Mirror Master up or something. Like I think the power set works interestingly as a villain, but I prefer the character of Kimio Hoshi.
Wouldn't it be interesting though if she returns then is just basically like, oh, like you don't appreciate me anyways, I'm just going to become the villain then, and just becomes that version of Dr. Light?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could ever make her go like evil, but I think you could definitely make her go more like self-serving, maybe, where it's like almost like a Black Adam kind of thing, where it's like, I'll save the day. Like I don't want to hurt people, but also like stay out of my fucking way.
Yeah,
you know, like, and if you get in my way, we're gonna have a problem. Like, I think that's
like a Red Hood type of sort of.
I think there's an element of that still tracks with her character, but yeah.
Interesting. All right, next question comes from there's nobody here named Josh.
Okay, Randy.
Hey, Randy. Randy asks, has it ever been fully explained how our sun over his native one makes Superman's powers work / manifest?
Right. The actual mechanics of...
Yeah, because we know our sun gives him abilities. That's as far as we know.
Krypton...
even though he goes like deep into space sometimes and still has his ability.
Krypton is a red sun system.
Yeah.
On Krypton, Kryptonians did not have powers. They were like us. And then under the yellow sun, Kryptonians take on all of these insane abilities and, invulnerability, heat vision, flight, all these kind of things. So there's a few retconny versions of the thing that makes it different. The one that sticks out is actually the one from Man of Steel. You know, there's a little line of Jor-El's computer ghost talking to Cal.
Yeah.
And he says something like, Earth's sun is younger, its radiation's more intense, your cells drink it in.
Do you think that
what that movie is implying is like a younger sun, you'll like just more radiation, great. But the piece that's missing here is that Kryptonians, part of their physiology is that they metabolize sunlight. It just so happens that red sunlight, they metabolize it and it doesn't do anything different for them. Like it doesn't replace food for them. It just, their body just kind of deals with it.
So
but when they metabolize yellow sunlight, then all of a sudden it's, it's affecting all these other things. Now, there are comic things where they say like the gravity's different. So that's like the muscles are stronger, or like that Krypton had a denser atmosphere. So like, it's like the Aquaman thing where they're used to more pressure. So that's why he's more invulnerable. I think for the most part, those things are all basically written out of continuity now. We're to the point where his entirety of his power set, from strength to invulnerability to heat vision to everything else, is all yellow sun radiation.
So do you think that, like, it would be cool to see a story about like ancient Krypton where they had the abilities?
Yeah, you see, now it's funny that you say that, because the only ancient Krypton story I can think of offhand, relatively recent, was from the Brian Hitch JLA run from a few years ago. But I'm pretty sure that even then they were, like 250,000 years in the past. Yeah. And even then, I'm pretty sure, was it a red sun Krypton or did they have powers?
Right?
Now I don't remember. I feel like they didn't all have powers.
Because that would be cool to like get to see that. It's like, like they lost that side of them, but maybe they were better then, or maybe they were worse.
I think the thing though is that like the cycle of a sun is so much longer than the cycle of most species. And for the most part, Kryptonians are meant to be just a slightly more technologically advanced version of humanity. So even if you give them a few million years head start on us, a few million years in the life of a sun is nothing. Like, I don't I think if you went back far enough for the red sun not to be red, Kryptonians wouldn't exist. Like, we'd be too far back in the evolutionary cycle.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree, though, that it's kind of funny. It would be interesting to see other versions of that.
Or to see, like, the step previous to the sun, like the nebula or whatever. Like, does he get stronger?
Right.
And, like, on a younger star, if that's the case, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but as far as what is actually happening, it's actually probably more amorphous now that they're not using like gravity and other things as like part explanations. But suffice it to say, his body absorbs yellow sun radiation, metabolizes it in such a way that it is like infused in his cells and things like that. Part of the reason he can fly into space for as long as he can is that he stores that energy. He's kind of like a living solar battery. Sort of unlike a character like Apollo, who basically is like in the sun, takes the sun's energy, redirects it.
Yes.
And then if they're out of the sun, then it's like their powers are gone.
Superman. Or what's his name from the Superman movie? The radioactive guy?
Radioactive man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. From Superman 4. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. So Superman is basically like a battery, which is why it's not enough to just put him in a room or something like that, or he can fly into space. He'll store and can use that energy ongoing. Yeah. The thing that nullifies it is the red sun radiation. That will not only that will rob him of the yellow sun energy in his cells and prevent him from taking in new yellow sun energy, right? Yeah. But yeah, the actual mechanical explanation. You know what? There's a book out there called The Anatomy of a Metahuman. Mm-hmm. That's this very like it's got like anatomical sort of drawings.
You have that book, don't you?
I don't, just because it's crazy expensive. Oh. But it's possible that in there they give like an explanation, because that book is meant to be written by Batman.
Oh, I need to get that book.
Yeah, I really want it. It's like $75. So I always like, instead I'm like, I'll buy 3 of these books. But
not that bad, actually.
But it's a maybe there is an explanation in there that I just haven't read yet. But yeah.
Anyways,
but yeah, he can expend that energy. That's actually what his heat vision is sort of expending that solar energy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, next question from Rick to the E, who asks, in the comics, has Starfire ever healed or jump-started a Kryptonian like she does with Connor in the Titans series?
Right. So Starfire, who we talked about quite a bit last week, she is from the planet Tamaran. And Tamaranians can like metabolize solar radiation. But what happened to her is that she was experimented on to see how much solar radiation she could handle. And what it ended up doing was giving her this ability to expend that energy as these things called star bolts. She can throw energy, basically. So that is an ability that not all Tamaranians have. That's unique to her and her sister Blackfire, because they were experimented on in this way.
Yeah.
Now in the show, Connor, Kent, Superboy is hurt, and because she knows she gets her powers from the sun, she uses her powers to sort of to kind of heal him, to help him out. As far as that happening in the comics, I'm willing to bet good money it has happened. Can I think of the issue? No, but there's almost no way it hasn't. It's such like a perfect story thing where if you have a Superboy on your team and you have Starfire there, it's right there. They're 2 solar powered characters. One helping the other in some way feels too natural for it not to have been done. And there's, no shade on the show, but like, I doubt they came up with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could I tell you what issue it happens in? Not really, but it's 100% a thing that by the internal logic of comic books works totally well. Because not only does she take that in, but she can manifest it physically and put it back out there. Does that mean that if Superman shoots her with his heat vision, which comes from his solar radiation, that she would just absorb it? I think not. A, because Superman's so powerful that it's probably too much. But B, because it's also a more like offensive thing. Like, I don't think her just throwing star bolts at Superman would do it.
Yeah.
And yet, I'll give you comic evidence of a different version of it, which is not Apollo like Apollo and Midnighter, but Apollo like the Greek god of the sun.
Ooh.
So in the New 52, Superman and Wonder Woman date. They're romantically involved. And a big part of that is like, it wasn't officially this, but it was like a meet the family kind of thing where Superman kind of gets shit on by a bunch of the Greek gods. And one of them is Apollo, who at the time is running Olympus because Zeus is missing and whatnot. And Apollo and Superman like are having this disagreement. And Apollo is like, I don't need this. And he like hits him with like the full force of his power. And he's like, I'm the sun god. And Wonder Woman kind of goes, uh-oh. And Superman goes like, you might not know this about me, but, and then he like beats the shit out of Apollo.
Wow.
Because he gets like supercharged. You know, kind of like that scene in Avengers where like Thor charges up Iron Man's suit.
Yeah.
Kind of like that thing. So possibly by that logic, any attack from Starfire would only empower, or at the very least wouldn't hurt Superman. And possibly vice versa. But that's up to the writer, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Next, from Mosaic Comics, they ask, how do you feel about star-based heroes being powerful enough to sustain/change the sun, like Sunboy in the Gary Frank Superman and the Legion story, or Starboy in the animated JLU movie?
Right. So, well, let's talk about these. So Sunboy is a Legionnaire.
Yes.
Who has sun powers.
Oh, yeah. What tips you
Sunboy. You know. Starboy, Tom Kalor, his powers, he got them from stars. Like, he got the power of the stars. But what his power actually was gravity manipulation.
What?
Starboy, like, that was the thing he could replicate from a star. Like, Starboy wouldn't like glow bright or something. You know what I mean? Like, he had like gravity powers.
Wow,
that was his shit. On the Legion as well. So he's kind of like a weird one to throw in. Now, the examples given here are like the sun is dying or whatever, and then these characters use their powers, and you know, Starboy uses his gravity power or whatever, and he condenses the sun and can make it superheat and reignite or something. Yeah. Or Sunboy could use his solar powers to like boost the sun. Now, when you think like, what is the factor of power that you have where you at this scale can affect this thing that is like quadrillions of times your scale?
Yeah.
Or more. Sorry if my math's wrong. Yeah, it's, you know, there's a further suspension of disbelief than there already is in reading a superhero thing.
Yes.
For a character like Superman, we buy it because he's Superman. You know, when Superman goes in, like, you know, if he flies into the sun or something, you go like, great, Superman could do that. When Sunboy does it, it's either like, you go like, can he do that? Or you go like, holy shit, they did not take him seriously.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but even characters that aren't solar based have done that. Hal Jordan, Parallax, in the final night when the Sun Eater had like sort of irreparably damaged our sun, Parallax's sacrifice, he sacrifices himself using all of the energy from the entire former Green Lantern Corps that he had taken for himself, uses all of that energy to reignite the sun. Now, we know he could do this because earlier we had seen him use that incalculable power to try and wipe out time. He had done that during 0 hour. So we were like, the sun should be small pittance.
Yes.
Still takes his life, but he does it. You know? How do I feel about that? I don't mind it. There's all, you know, it's, I kind of always liked the idea, especially with a character like Sunboy or some of those Legionnaires or the substitute Legionnaires. I like the idea that some of them are severely underestimated, that they just haven't found the moment in which their power A makes the most sense, and B where they can actually tap into it, or the stress is high enough that they unknowingly tap into a thing they didn't even know they had.
Yeah.
So, you know, you see a Sunboy do something crazy, and I go with it. It doesn't. I never look at that and go like, really? I would only look at that if it was like if their powers were not
related to the thing
related. You know, like if you took like just a random. Even Firestorm or something. Firestorm is a crazy powerful character. Power of transmutation.
Yeah.
He's literally an experiment in nuclear fusion, which is like, that's what our sun is. But if Firestorm restarted the sun, I'd be like, Firestorm's not that powerful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd be like,
yeah.
I don't buy that. But it's I don't know why that's a line in my head, but it's just, when it's Sunboy, I'm like, yeah, he's fucking Sunboy.
Yeah, the one thing he should be able to do is this.
You know, I kind of buy it for that.
This is his moment.
Even if it's so out of scale with what we've seen him do to that point.
Yeah.
I think I'm willing to buy that more than when it's just like, you know, like the Ray or like a light character. It's like, that's not really the same
Even
thing.
when Superman does it, I'm like, oh, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and again, if Superman just flew into the sun and then was like, and I'm going to do heat vision and the sun will be back, I'd be like, that's not really how that works. But like if we're imagining that Superman is, you know, I'm going to fly in the sun and then I'm going to fly super fast and then I'm going to manually fuse a bunch of atoms together to get the ignition go. Like that feels like a Superman thing.
Sure.
Just being there doesn't. You know what I mean? It just it's all context, right? It's funny where you draw lines in some of these things where it's like, I'm willing to buy that, but not this, even though that might actually make less sense. It feels more intuitive than logical, I think.
No, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
All right, let's leave Twitter and head on over to Instagram.
Ugh, I was drinking. Now we're going to Instagram, take some questions and answer them. Yeah.
The one and only question from Instagram comes from DBZ Stevens.
Dragon Ball Z? DBZ Stevens. DBZ Stevens.
DBZ Stevens.
Also, if my dad is listening, I apologize. It's DBZ Stevens.
Yeah.
I mean, he's right.
Yeah. Well, why didn't he go back and make some more very specific French-Canadian Facebook memes?
Listen, he's right, though. Only Americans say that it's Z. The rest of the English-speaking world has spoken. It's Z. Get on board, America.
I do actually think Z makes more sense, but
doesn't.
Just based on the way the rest of the letters work.
Why?
Because Z is like a whole word. Z and the rest of the letters are like...
What about B?
Yeah, B.
W.
Okay, W's fucked anyways. I'm not even going to start. Don't get me started.
Oh.
I got some thoughts. You're fucking just two letters put together? I see you.
W tried to bug my parents in an alley. Actually, I'm not sure that we know for sure it wasn't just two V's standing very close together.
Wait. A U flipped upside down is an A.
Oh, I've said too much.
Oh, no.
Alfred Pennyworth.
Yeah. Alfred Annieworth.
I put a W in, and there's a W in Pennyworth. I went too many steps.
Yeah, too many steps. DVZ Stevens asks, is Superman powered by the light of the sun, or is it from the other rays from the sun?
Oh, okay. Science lesson from a guy that doesn't fully know it.
Ooh, yes. Speak above your pay grade.
Yeah, I'm Neil deGrasse maybe. What? I couldn't think of a pun. I got too far in.
I know.
I fucked up, man. I fucked up, man. So.
More like Neil deGrasse bye, son.
Oh.
More like Neil Egress Dyson.
Nice. I'm Neil deGrasse Dyson because I suck right now.
Oh,
hey. So the visible light spectrum, where we see a difference between red and orange and yellow and all the way through to purple and whatever, that is just part of the full electromagnetic spectrum. That on one end is like gamma rays, and on the other end is, I can't remember what's on the other end.
You said you were
but everything that's in there is, radio waves, X-rays, infrared, all of that is all on that spectrum. It's just that we only can perceive and interpret this very limited range, which is what we've called the visible range. And what we see is our brains telling us the different wavelengths that we're getting. Okay. There are other beings that can perceive things into infrared or can see more, and their brains can interpret more of the spectrum. Mm-hmm. Theoretically, there is life out there that could interpret like a wide range. They could actually see and know that what they're seeing is X-rays as opposed to, a visible light spectrum as opposed to whatever. So when we say that Superman gets his power from the yellow sun and not a red sun, it must mean that it's that specific frequency, because it can't just be he's getting it from the other things that our sun is putting off. It wouldn't be X-rays because all suns put off X-rays. It wouldn't be gamma rays because all suns put off gamma rays. The only thing that is different is that you're getting that yellow, what we perceive as yellow, bandwidth of energy that comes from our sun as opposed to the red one. So it literally means that it's the yellow part of the yellow sun that is feeding Superman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
There you go.
Look at that.
Science rules. Bill. The science guys.
Science.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Inertia is a property of matter. Bill. Fucking love that show.
Watched a lot of that by a lot of lazy teachers.
Oh yeah, those were the best days in school. Teacher would wheel in the TV and be like, "Yeah, fucking Bill Nye's on. I'm gonna learn something. There's gonna be a cool experiment. There's gonna be a weird music video about wind energy at the end."
And then somebody's like, "We don't got Bill money. Yeah. Time for Beekman's World."
No, they'd be like, "Let's talk about wind energy. Let's talk about blowing things." Oh, God! Did I take the wrong lesson from that?
We didn't. I don't think that was an episode of it.
Oh, that's my tape. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, we all know you're great at blowing wind.
Fucking trying, man.
Just a bunch of hot air coming out of it. We're leaving Instagram.
Listen, this is a bunch of Canadian Podcast Award nominated hot air, baby.
Oh no, it's already happened.
I'm a triple nominee.
Oh no.
How dare you speak to me like that?
I mean, I am too.
You're not, it's me.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm nominated. I'm nominated.
Oh no. He's going over 9,000. So we're leaving Instagram and going over to Reddit.
Yeah, where everyone's nice and no one's ever mean. Where everyone's nice and no one's ever been nominated for a Canadian podcast.
Oh my God. He can't be stopped now.
the ego for no reason at all.
Oh, I can't wait to be so cruel and mean once we get...
I mean, there's no way that we win, but if we do win, expect more of this.
Oh, expect so much more of this.
I'll never stop.
I'll
never stop.
Wait for our double dose episode about success.
Yeah, I can't believe you never got picked up for that idea.
I'm just saying. Now we can really speak to it.
If we win, I'll say yes to doing that.
Oh, what did it feel like? I mean, how could I even explain it to you?
What is success?
Yeah.
Well,
Webster's dictionary describes...
It's me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I put the sex in success.
Success?
Oh, shit, I failed at that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, they took away the award.
You implode.
Yeah. Oh, God, I feel so shitty. All right. On Reddit, one and only question comes from Dr. DC Resident Neo.
Ooh.
Oh, my God.
Whoa.
I know comics.
It's
me flipping through a bunch of pages of comics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know DC.
Yeah. So stupid.
Stop trying to read me and read me.
Dr. DC Resident Neo asks, are there weapons or powers that can steal away light/solar powers?
No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yes. No, there are.
Oh, wow. There must be dampeners.
obviously, listen, when it comes to Cisco, it's always damp.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you see him do that bass.
Oh, can we? This is the biggest tangent possible. Can we talk about how fucking sexy his bass playing is?
It's true. Carlos Valdez.
Because him on the show is like a lovable dork. And then him, like, musically, like, when you go to YouTube and you watch him, like, play piano or watch him play bass, I'm like, oh, fuck.
God, I think I'm vibing.
Yeah. Oh, well, I am. I always get that prepped before I start the video.
Sometimes I have to stop vibing just because I want it to go a little longer.
I always make sure I'm doing a load of laundry when I go to...
I mean, you're producing a load regardless.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, so the if we're talking about Superman specifically, exposing him to red sunlight seems to almost instantaneously negate any yellow sun energy he has stored up. So right away, that's a thing that kind of robs that. It's not that yellow sun energy is being specifically like siphoned and stored somewhere.
Fair, yeah.
But it does like cancel it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like they found some inappropriate texts.
He had some strong feelings back in
the yellow sun energy, like had a bunch of old tweets that didn't age well. So it got canceled.
Yes,
no, I mean, I would say there's probably characters with shadow powers or things like that where, you know, like we already talked about Apollo. Apollo is a character where it's more like if they're not in the sunlight, their powers go away very quickly. So a character with shadow abilities or something like that, it's definitely a way to like cut off powers. So by the same token, there's weapons that could do it too. A weapon that comes to mind in that particular idea is like Dr. Midnight has blackout bombs. Now, Dr. Midnight has those to produce like the effect of darkness because Dr. Midnight is blind. So the blackout bombs blind everyone else in the room, so they have the advantage. But in the case of Apollo, those blackout bombs could theoretically cut Apollo's connection to the sun where he draws his power.
Yeah.
So that's certainly a weapon that I think works that way. Again, it's not siphoning the power, but I think that works. You know, someone like Parasite, his powers are to siphon powers. So that's not specifically about sun, it's any power, but Parasite can do that. That's a character who can take that power from Superman, not just replicate it, not just copy it like Amazo does, but actually like steal it from him. Parasite's a perfect example of that. What's part of what makes him an interesting Superman villain. Yeah.
Nice. Let's leave Reddit and head over to the doc scored and go.
Docs scored. Yeah. What is a doc scored? Absolutely doc scored. Yeah. Whoa. Doc scored. Yeah. What docs are scored? Yeah. Dachshund scored and doc scored.
Good scored.
How doc scored?
Wow.
Don't you ever touch a Doc Scores radio?
I didn't think you were going to get that one, and then you did.
I somehow got there.
Yeah, you got lucky.
Yeah.
First question comes from Butt Fart Butt, who asks,
"Oh, right this way, sir."
Yes. Oh, I didn't realize it was you.
Oh, my liege.
Classing up this joint.
The house recognizes Lord Butt Fart Butt.
Nice.
Of West Derbyshire. What news, Lord Butt Fart Butt?
It had been a fortnight since Butt Fart Butt had sent word.
It had been but a fortnight? But a fart night?
Oh,
shit.
Clever. And he asks, who would you choose as the best love interest for the Ray?
So the Ray is a character we haven't talked too much about.
The Ray.
Hey, Ma. Yeah.
What do you mean, Ray?
I mean, the best love interest is brother.
Oh no!
Come on, everybody fucks Raymond fan fiction.
Not into threesome. I'm a family man.
Deborah, I'm hard again, Deborah.
Oh, don't worry, Ray. I'll help you with that.
I mean, it's Rule 34. There must be, but could you imagine being the person seeking out the Ray Romano porn, like the Everybody Loves Raymond porn parody?
Hey, come on, everybody. Everybody, let's love Ray.
Yeah. Everybody rubs Raymond.
So gross.
It's very gross. So the Ray,
come on, Ma.
The Ray is a light-based character. He can actually convert himself to light.
Yeah.
He can become photons and stuff like that. In Final Crisis, he uses that power to turn himself into energy, and he is like personally connecting like different computer systems. He like becomes like a living internet.
Whoa. Like
by bouncing around. He uses his energy to be like a teleporter beam. He can change his frequency, and
oh wow.
He becomes light and energy, which is kind of a cool power. But the Ray is from I'm pretty sure the Ray is like a Quality Comics character, like Freedom Fighters and stuff like that. That DC then acquired. He's a very, very cool character, but yes, is canonically gay, which is interesting and always fun. In the show, he showed up in that Crisis on Earth X crossover in the Arrowverse, and in that show, his romantic partner was Citizen Cold, like a good guy Leonard Snart from his Earth.
Oh wow.
And they were partners, and they were lovely, and I love Wentworth Miller.
That's awesome.
Can do no wrong. God, I hope he hasn't been canceled or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let the record show. No. Who do I think should be the Ray's romantic partner? I don't know that I've given it that much thought. You don't want to make him have like someone dark and brooding so that he just becomes like a knockoff Apollo and Midnighter relationship kind of thing. I really liked him with Citizen Gold. I thought that was really good. Awesome. It doesn't really work in the comics quite as well. Oh man, who would be a good character for him? That's tough, actually.
Maybe he just hasn't met the right person yet.
I think so. Yeah. I actually, not that I don't love superhero couples, but when it's done well, I usually prefer when they're with normies.
Really?
You know, like I like my classics.
Except for Green Arrow and
I like my I mean, there's obvious exceptions. Green Arrow and Black Canary, perfect together. But like I dig my I like my Lois Lanes, my Steve Trevors, my Iris Wests,
Plastic Man, and
my Woozy Winks, my there's a part of me that likes that, and obviously not for every character. I'm sure people are going to light me up in the comments for other things I've said that are complete opposite of that. I'm not thinking about Donna Troy and Terry Long before everyone comes at me for that one. I disagree with that one. But yeah, maybe the Ray needs like a nice normie, someone to ground him.
Yeah.
You know? Or someone else that patrols Vanity City, the same like town. Maybe like, oh no, I guess Uno is gone. Uno, the previous Aztec, might have been interesting, but the new Aztec is a woman, and I don't think the Ray is canonically bi, so that doesn't work anymore.
Fair.
But, oh well, that was my attempt.
Nice. Next question comes from Mullet Overlord, who asks, between Superman, Apollo, and Starfire, which of them is the best at slurping down good solar rays?
Oh, God.
In terms of rate of absorption and amount of power they can absorb.
Everything about this made me uncomfortable.
Hmm?
Yeah.
You absorbing some...
My throat really hurts. Am I getting sick by this question?
Slurping down those solar rays?
I've been slurping down too many solar rays. Right. So
if you're talking about the Ray, I mean, that's
amount of power they can absorb. It's Superman or Apollo, I think, are at a higher level than Starfire. Now, Starfire compared to other Tamaranians, very high, which is why she survived that torture. It's why she has the powers that she has, right? But compared to Superman and Apollo, I don't think she's on that same level, at least in terms of what we've seen in the comics. Again, all it takes is a writer to show up and say, like, no, we're going to bump Starfire up. And you go, great.
Yeah.
But again, Apollo, is he really absorbing the powers or is he just channeling them? Because you put like a cloud rolls over and Apollo goes like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like his powers cut out a lot faster. Superman is the one like absorbing it. He's a giant solar battery or a sponge.
Yeah.
And Superman definitely the most. I mean, that's no question. I would say Apollo is sort of second because he can use that power very readily, very quickly. Like, I think Superman depowered needs more time in the sun to get to full power than Apollo does, but Apollo will also lose it more quickly. So Apollo is, I guess in a way he is using it faster, but he's also not, he can't store it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Starfire is probably third out of the three. Not to say she's way, way down in the category, but I don't think she can really compete.
And is there like who can take in the most?
I mean, it has to be Superman because he
also went to the sun, right?
But he's also physically the strongest. Like, there's that thing where it's like Apollo is like a guy that can absorb. Like he has invulnerability and stuff like that, but Superman is like almost impossibly invulnerable to the point where it's like where it would destroy someone else's physiology. Superman's sheer like invulnerability keeps him together, and the fact that it's about the solar energy, if anything, it would keep reinforcing his strength as it was like, you know what I mean? Like his strength and invulnerability would theoretically increase with the level of what should be deteriorating him to the point where it's almost like the angrier Hulk gets, the stronger Hulk gets scenario, I would say. But that's been used as a plot device. That's the thing in All-Star Superman, is that the setup is that he's absorbed too much. He's finally reached the breaking point, and now his cells are exploding, and Superman is now dying.
Yeah.
So, like, stories have explored that he does have a limit. Like, it isn't infinite or whatever, but I think
it's more than everybody
else. I think Starfire and Apollo would have dropped out way before the point that Superman got to.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, next question comes from our favorite spacey, sexy texter.
Ooh, Cosmic DM.
I'm taking a rocket ship to them DMs.
Ooh.
I'm blasting off.
Yeah, well, Houston, we have a problem.
But I don't mind.
Oh. Okay. I guess call if there's anything we could do.
Explosion on takeoff.
Oh.
Sorry, it's not
the Challenger?
It doesn't really happen.
Oh, no. Jesus.
It's never happened.
Do you remember the Discovery explosion? Was it Discovery?
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Or Michael Burnham.
That's so sad, though. Oh, all those people. Man, what a bummer. Way to fucking go, Cosmic DM.
Yeah, thanks. Cosmic DM asks, is there anyone who specifically gains power from lack of light? If so, do they have any advantages against Superman, Starfire, etc.?
Right. So there's lots of characters whose powers are darkness-based. Shadow Thief, Nightshade, Eclipso. These are all characters that either...
Oh, yeah, let's talk about Eclipso.
Yeah, these are all characters that can either manipulate shadows, or they derive their strength in the darkness, or they can move through the shadow realm, which is like its own kind of parallel kind of dimension, or they are weakened by sunlight. Obsidian, that's another great example. In the case of Eclipso specifically, they use the name for that, right? An eclipse. It's that you've blacked out the sun. So, and it's about the inner darkness in people. It's the heart of darkness is the diamond, like the black diamond that traps Eclipso, or that, when I think, what's his name? Bruce Gordon finds it and he becomes the host for Eclipso. In the lead up to Infinite Crisis and Day of Vengeance, how does the Shadow Pact defeat Eclipso, who is seemingly far too powerful for them? They basically, Nightshade teleports her into like an orbit around the sun.
Oh, wow.
And so she's just stuck there. It doesn't kill her, but it basically, she can't escape. It's nullified her powers, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Eclipso is definitely a character where right away sunlight hurts them. Another example would be like the New 52 kind of version of the Earth 3 version of Superman. So Ultraman is the evil Superman of Earth 3. He's part of the crime syndicate there. Now, that New 52 version of him gained power by basically consuming kryptonite.
Oh.
And the sun hurt him. He was like a full opposite of Superman.
Wow.
So the first thing that he does when the crime syndicate comes to Earth is he moves the moon in front of the sun.
Whoa.
Which is fucked up.
Yeah.
And then he starts going on a tear to find all the kryptonite on the planet, and he like uses heat vision to evaporate it, and he snorts it. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy shit, actually. I kind of like it. Not every version of Ultraman is like that, but I kind of liked that.
Yeah.
It's sort of an interesting visual, if nothing else. You know, but it's literally an exact opposite Superman, which is sort of funny. Yeah, what specific advantages would they get? Well, you know, again, if we're talking about, you know, if you could keep it up in battle and drain Superman of that reserve, then, you know, you could, if you just contain him in shadow, he still has lots of solar energy built up. But if you could keep that up for a while, he would expend it and eventually wouldn't be able to recharge. For a character like Apollo or Starfire, that would happen even faster.
Yeah. You'd have to not allow them to like get out of the atmosphere too.
Yeah. You know, like it would be tricky, but it's definitely doable. Mm-hmm. It's definitely a possible advantage. The other thing too is like you operate at nighttime. There's that comic where Batman and Superman switch abilities for a bit.
Yeah.
And Batman gets the powers of Superman and he kind of runs himself ragged. He doesn't stop. He's nonstop fighting crime, but he's Batman and he's always doing it at night. And he doesn't clock it. He still can fly. It's not like he was like no powers. But Nightwing takes him down and he's like, you're acting like Batman, but that's not how your powers work. The reason I can take you down is because you've been avoiding the sun.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, I think there's ways of doing it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Next question comes from Bruno, who asks, what examples are there of characters being powered differently under different types of stars? We know Kryptonians and Daxamites only have superpowers under a yellow star, but not a red one. Any examples of opposite races with powers under a red star, but not a yellow? How do blue and white stars affect these characters?
Right. As far as the opposite things go, not that I can think of. I can't think of someone from a yellow star goes to a red sun and gets powers. And certainly, that's not how humans work. We're not opposites of Kryptonians.
That we know.
Well, that we've seen.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure humans have been to Krypton, either in the past or, you know, various comic stories, or been to that solar system again.
Adam Strange, I guess.
Yeah, in the show and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. But again, the point isn't that the suns affect everyone and they're all on different scales. It's not like human goes to a different color sun, they get more powerful, but a Kryptonian is more powerful than them. It's that Kryptonians, Daxamites, Tamaranians, a few other species specifically metabolize radiation.
Yeah.
So those are the characters that could be affected. I'm pretty sure it might not still be canon, but I'm pretty sure there was a moment where it was established that like a blue star or a white star, can't remember which is hotter than which, but because they were incrementally more powerful than a yellow star and more powerful than a red star, that would increase a Kryptonian's powers. That a Kryptonian under a blue star would be stronger than one under a yellow star. Yeah. I don't know if that's still the case, but that was part of it. I also thought that at one point Bizarro Earth orbited a blue star or something, or a different colored star, because it was Bizarro Earth.
Yeah.
But also on that Earth, blue kryptonite is the thing that would hurt Bizarro. So it's possible that like the rules are wacky because that's a wacky universe. But in terms of the regular one, I do think the idea is that, see, but this is where it falls down for me, is every sun puts out all the complete electromagnetic spectrum.
Yeah.
It's just the volume of those things, right? So I guess what we're saying is that the yellow sun puts out such a volume of that yellow frequency. That's what that body needs to get big and strong or whatever, and it works great for them. Mm-hmm. So theoretically, a blue star, it's putting out lots of that energy, way more than the other ones would. But you would think that just the background energy of the yellow and the blue would even be present on Krypton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A red star still puts out those frequencies. It puts out all of it. You'd think there'd be enough that they wouldn't just be completely normal.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you can only apply so much quote unquote science to these things. Yeah. And I definitely can't think of any opposite versions.
For sure.
Not offhand, at least. Yeah.
All right. Last question from, once again, Cosmic DM.
Sliding right in.
Holy shit. Twice.
Oh.
Doubling it up.
From the other side this time.
Oh, yeah. But also, like, touching himself from the first time. Like, they're meeting in the middle.
Oh, Jesus.
They're both him.
They're high-fiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eiffel Tower, maybe.
DM. What's wrong with us?
What do you mean, what's right with us?
Why are we the way we are?
Nominated. We can do no
We're
wrong.
nominated. I'm nominated.
No, you so quickly turned that. We are nominated.
Yeah,
together.
I am nominated.
No,
just me.
You and me together.
Just me.
We're both.
I deserve to be here. This is good for me.
I'm just gonna cut you out, your side of all of the podcasts,
and then we win.
Yeah. That's what really pulled it over.
I waited till the 11th hour to put my vote in, but there was a lot less of that guy that kept saying he was going to win.
Yeah,
and I gave him the vote.
Yeah. Last question is Apollo exclusively a himbo, or does he get his own personality at some point?
I love this himbo thing.
I don't get it.
So the idea is that it's like a male bimbo, right?
Oh,
someone that looks beautiful, but is maybe like meant to, in terms of movies, it's like the beautiful, maybe action-oriented person who's not the smartest, not great at planning. A great example would be like Brendan Fraser in The Mummy.
Yes.
Or Brendan Fraser in a lot of things.
Yes.
Was beautiful himbo energy.
A bit of Chris Hemsworth in some of those early Thors.
Yeah. I think, Chris Hemsworth definitely has some himbo energy. That sort of thing. That's the idea. Apollo is a little bit like that in that, now keeping in mind, I don't read as much Wildstorm as some other people. And I certainly don't read as much of it as I read just regular DC stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of what you read with Apollo also includes Midnighter.
Fair.
But my observation is that Apollo is a lot more a side character for Midnighter than he is his own character.
Really?
Now, that's not 100%.
Like a Robin turn.
That's certainly not 100% accurate. And I hope it's not a Robin situation because...
Yeah. Fair.
But it's that I know if I was just to read Midnighter, I could say like that's authentically Midnighter. I know that voice. I know that. I don't know that I've actually discerned like the personality or the voice of Apollo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe I just gotta dig in a little bit more. But to me, he's a lot less fully formed than Midnighter is. So I think it can feel like he's like Midnighter's romantic partner, or like his side piece, as opposed to being a character involved in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I do think there is that vibe from Apollo, and it's not to say that that's 100% true or accurate, but I definitely know where Cosmic DM's coming from.
Yeah. By the way, I bought that book.
The Anatomy one?
Yeah.
Tight. Nice.
I couldn't help myself.
Wow. That's okay. Interesting.
What?
Well, I bought you a nice book for Darkness, but you didn't get me a book. You got me
something even better.
Something
more personal.
You got me what I'm sure will be Exhibit A in my divorce proceedings.
Look, see, I offer so much. I'm so part of your life.
Oh, no. Is that how you want to be part of my life?
Yeah.
It was me, Barry.
I want to be the catalyst of your life.
Oh, God.
Now it's time for our favorite game.
I mean, it's fine. Just suck all the energy. It's like the old days.
Can you guess the name of the character based on how someone who does not read comic books can describe that character to us?
Of course I can. I'm a Canadian Podcast Award nominee, baby.
God. I want to fucking tear you down.
You can tear me down, but you can't take that trophy from my cold, dead hands.
I mean, I might be able to. They might only give us one. They might.
Do we get a trophy?
No, I don't think so.
It's a digital trophy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
We get an emoji.
Yeah, we can put a sticker on our photo.
We get one of those Facebook things you put around your profile picture.
Yeah, CPA matters. That's what they get to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get to put a gold circle as our display photo.
Yeah, and then everyone can ask us what it means.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't know.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the Canadian Podcast Awards.
No, what you mean it's prestigious.
Yeah. If you're hearing us Canadian Podcast Awards, I want to give a speech.
Oh, yeah.
I want to give a speech.
Speech.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us. Well, look. We don't need to plan it. Just give us a platform.
Yeah.
We have a few things we need to say.
Yeah.
Ich van
Oh, Jesus.
So if you don't know this game,
no, my friend just likes Wolfenstein.
Yeah. That's nice cover.
Yeah.
If you don't know this game, I send a photo of a DC character to my wife, who does not read comic books, nor does she care for them. She sends back 4 clues describing what she sees. I know it. The doctor does not. Can he guess?
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
I am.
First clue.
Is it the Canadian Podcast Awards?
Holy shit, you got it.
I did it.
It's Dr. Canadian Podcast Awards.
Yeah.
First clue. Zaddy vibes.
I mean, that's not going to narrow it down. Are you kidding me? It's comic books.
I thought you were...
Zaddy vibes. I'm going to say... Are you taking a video of this? Are you using this as social content?
No!
Because that would be good.
No, I'm not doing that work. I'm using the iPad to hold up the phone.
Oh, I see. Zaddy vibes. Let's go through some Zaddies. Wildcat.
No.
Jay Garrick.
No.
I mean, they're all fucking Zaddy. What? Like how? What am I? How?
Well, it's not Robin.
Yeah.
It does narrow it down.
Barely.
I mean, that's not my job.
Travis Morgan, the Warlord.
No.
Okay. Next
clip. Okay. Yeah. Coke nails.
Zaddy vibes and Coke nails?
Yeah.
Is Catman?
No. We're not going to Catman. He can't do.
Catman can't do?
No. Yeah. I like that you did the hand movements, though. For only me.
Yeah. Skimble Shanks, the railway cat. The cat from the railway train.
I like that you say railway train.
Yeah, I fucked it up.
I thought you were just being adorable.
I do think it's got to be like claws.
Yeah, I like that you have to get into the character to get it.
A zaddy with claws. Oh, Zaddy's got claws.
Are you really just trying to get yourself there right now? Okay.
Yeah, I just if I can just get off here, then
then you'll get it.
Yeah,
that's your power. The combat.
Zaddy vibes. Coke nails. It's not like Hawkman or something. He's got the Claw of Horus.
No.
Mr. Bloom.
No.
He's not really a zaddy. That was a bad
Mr.
one.
Bloom,
okay, next clue.
With you. Clue number 3.
Okay.
3. Bill. Who needs a cloak when you can wear a sarong?
Okay. A sarong. Jesus Christ. What's the difference between a sarong and like a toga or a kimono, other than like being culturally different, like design wise? I mean, like, what's the difference?
I mean, these are not questions I can answer, but
right. Okay. What the fuck good are you then?
I'm actively working against you. I don't understand.
What?
Huh?
Is that what this game is?
Oh, no.
Maxi Zeus.
No.
Sarong.
Mm-hmm.
Coke nails, zaddy vibes,
Mm-hmm.
some sort of shawly, drapey kind of bathrobe kind of cloak.
I like this character's sibling, Beyonce. Sarong.
Yeah, okay. Last clue. Hit me.
Very last clue. Sexy vampire magician.
But zaddy vibes.
Yep.
Mordrew.
No.
Vandal Savage.
Nope.
He doesn't have to actually be I always have to remind myself she doesn't know that they're a magician or not. He just has to look like a magician.
Yep.
Strong coke nail. Zaddy vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Sexy magician.
Yep. Sexy vampire magician.
Sexy vampire magician. So maybe like pale skin. Fuck. Okay. Pale skinned and sort of zaddy vibes. I'm going to say Lobo, but it's not Lobo.
It's not the Lobo.
But we need a coke nail and a sarong. I mean, it's not like a Zeus or like it's not like a
Nope.
It's how much do I know this character?
I'm not sure how many times you've ever even.
Right. We're going pretty deep.
Yeah.
Is the point.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Zanny vibes, coke nail, sarong, sexy vampire magician.
That's right.
It's not iVampire.
It is not.
It's not.
I'm sorry. There's an iVampire and an iFrankenstein in our universe.
iFrankenstein's not in DC.
I know, but
yes,
just in general.
iVampire. That's Andrew Bennett.
Good lord. Good lord.
It's not. I don't know.
So you canonically lost, but do you want to see the photo and see if you can figure out who it is?
Yeah,
You've lost, but
I may have. We'll see. Fuck, I was so close with the warlord. Fucking Demos.
that's right.
Son of a bitch. I went with the fucking warlord. And it was goddamn Demos. I'm livid.
Got it.
I'm livid. And the only thing that's going to get me through
I just
is
checked
the comfort of my Canadian Podcast Award nomination.
I actually just checked and it's been revoked.
What?
Our nomination's been revoked.
No, it was contingent on me winning?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, sorry.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could have conditions on your...
There's a live stream.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it was actually.
Oh, that's why these cameras are here.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh.
We'd love to hear. Maybe.
Fucking Demos.
Did any of you? I mean, I'm sure all of you got Demos, right?
That's not true.
Let us know. And if you say it,
Also, he does not have Zaddy vibes. I strongly disagree there. Take a look at the Warlord. That's a Zaddy. Demos, little dweeby little motherfuck. No. Do you know what? I'm appealing this.
it's because I also showed her this photo.
Oh, fuck you. That's not... Then why didn't you show me that photo?
Well, because you.
So that I would at least see where the clues came from.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
It does, because now I...
No, because that one had the sarong and everything like that.
Yeah, but I was
And then she couldn't think of any more, and so I showed her this one, and then she said, "Oh, he's got Zaddy vibes." It's the
So
same-
you showed more than one picture?
I don't normally do that.
Disqualified.
Oh
I canonically... This was a draw. This was a null He showed more than one picture. Canonically, I did not lose.
I mean, it's the same person, so
How
what does it matter?
Dare
It's like if you show two photos.
Oh
of
yeah,
one
what if I
person.
showed Disco Suit Nightwing and then like New 52 Nightwing? It's the same character.
But
There's no way there could be different clues based on the different image. No, I didn't lose. You all heard it. This guy did not lose.
Let us know online if you thought the Doctor lost.
You know what? It doesn't matter. Don't put yourself through it.
And let us know.
He cheated. It's a DQ.
And let us know if you
It's a
also
full DQ. He didn't even start the race. It's done.
Did you get it? And also,
You couldn't have gotten it. He cheated. So don't feel bad about that. Even I didn't get it.
let us know.
Of course you didn't get it. I didn't get it.
Let us know.
How could you get it? I didn't get it.
Wow.
It's normal.
How could me, a Canadian Podcast Award nominated person,
So defensive.
let us know on, or even you could send us a question for next week's episode.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know what next week is. Holy shit, it's Fanagar next week.
Holy shit, it is.
Man, let's just take
Are
a
you
quick...
motherfuckers ready?
I mean, you might be, but just be ready that the rules might fucking change on you.
Because we're playing Two-Face rules. No.
That would be funny. So a bunch of stuff is coming for Fanagar.
Yeah.
Next week's episode will be our annual Fight Night episode.
Yeah, where we beat the shit out of each other.
Where we beat the shit out of each other. Where I get out all my anger about how Richard doesn't know how to play his own goddamn
How far
game.
can I get without coming? Who knows?
Yeah, we play. It's Edge Night.
Yeah, kick or come.
It's Fight Night next week. So all you have to do is you submit a character.
Oh my god.
No conditions. You don't get to say like Batman, but he's like on stilts or like whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Just submit a character.
Maybe 2 photos of them.
1 photo, as the rules state. 2 photos if you want to be a fucking dick who cheats. And then we will randomly pair them up and we'll do our like who would win in a fight. That's our episode next week. What else is happening during Fanagar?
That's
of
right.
course, the Fanagar tournament of pandering is back.
Of course.
So our patrons, they will already have been told who all of the competitors are.
Right.
They're placing their own bets because whoever wins gets to guest on the show during Docmas.
Holy shit.
If they guess who's going to win the tournament, they get to guest during Docmas. But the tournament will be going in rounds. And all listeners get to vote. That's going to be happening mostly on Twitter for the vote. But also our Patreon subscribers, they get to vote in like the second chance tournament. So anyone eliminated from that first round gets entered into the second chance tournament. They might get to work their way back into the final. And that tournament obviously decides one of the episodes that we do this month. There will also be the full kind of Fanagar week of short episodes where we go through the mailbag and do catch up on a bunch of questions that way. That's going to be a ton of fun. On June 5th.
Oh my God. Are you ready?
On June 5th, we are recording a live stream episode that you can come participate in.
Yeah, unlike the one we've been doing on our Lonely Fans.
Our Lonely Fans. Yeah, you'll be able to come and participate. That's going to be for our 250th episode, which comes out this month.
Jesus.
There will be annual number 4. That's coming this month.
Yeah.
We're going to have there's a couple more episodes also because there's 5 weeks in June.
We really fucked up this time.
There's lots happening. There's a ton of shit coming.
That's right.
But yeah, look out for all of that different stuff.
You can hear more about it or talk to us about all of this stuff on our various social media platforms like our Facebook,
Dr. DC Podcast,
Twitter,
at Dr. DC,
Instagram,
Dr. DC Podcast.
Email us,
drdcpodcast@gmail.com,
Reddit,
r/Dr_DC.
I don't know why I bring this up because you guys never fucking call. The doc phone,
208-917-3238. Flooded with complaints about the integrity of the fucking game.
Yeah, let us know about how you think it's totally fine because it was 2 photos
not fine.
that are basically the same.
They were not even close to the same.
Google
Get fucked.
Google DC
was
or
not
Google
even close
Demos
to the same.
DC.
The rules clearly state you take,
same costume.
You take a photo of
Same
a character
coloring.
and you show it to your wife. You've shown more than one photo. It affects the caliber and the quality of the clues I receive. Get fucked.
Who knows how many times I've even done it?
I think we should throw out any of the ones where I didn't win.
Oh, because that's
Hashtag I won them all.
Wow.
I'm looking at you, Canadian Podcast Awards.
Hashtag he must be stopped.
No, I can't be stopped. Unlimited power.
You know what one of your best traits is? How good of a loser you are.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know.
Because you've never lost.
I've never lost.
Yeah, of course.
But if it's anything like the way I win, fucking great.
And humble, too.
Yeah, I'm win.
I'm win?
I'm win.
Oh, no.
I am win.
Oh, my God.
Incarnate.
Oh, my God. He's gotten too big.
Yeah. We're going to do
oh, my God.
so much next month. So much winning.
You can find out on our website.
drdcpodcast.com.
I mean, none of this is on there, but you can listen to the shows, I guess.
Yeah, listen to all the times I won.
Yeah. Yeah.
All I do is win, win, no matter what.
You heard one at the beginning of this episode. We want those 5-star reviews.
I mean, those are the only kind we get.
Well, no, we got an 11-star at the beginning of this one.
Well, 5 and higher is what I mean. All wins.
Oh, okay. I mean,
And they're for me.
They're
reviews of me.
I feel
as
like
a person.
You're asking for trouble now.
I'm tying a lot of my validation to this because I only win.
I mean, you're stoking a fire.
You'll never bring me down.
You're actively forcing them to try to bring you down now.
Not like this. Not like this.
Yes, I know. This is a bad move. Maybe you want to send us some physical mail. We've gotten a few pieces already.
Yeah. Send us cash.
Send us a physical mail.
Or physical mail. That's what I said.
A physical mail.
Yeah.
Like a physical mail.
But make sure he's physical.
Yeah.
Stop sending your emotional mails to us. Just send your physical.
Yes, that's right. 2. You can send it to Richard Eden at 301 Hogue Street, Whitehorse, Yukon, Canada, Y1A 1V8. I would say
more likely to read Vanier.
No.
At the same address.
Could you even spell that? Who knows?
R-E-I-D.
No.
V as in Victor.
Also, if you want even more
A-N-I-E-R.
content from us, we have a Patreon.
Patreon.com/DrDC. There's a $1, $5, $7 level. All of those get you access to the Discord, our awesome Discord community.
That's right.
All of that money goes directly into my pocket and helps me pay for the things that make my life great.
Yeah? Are you the one receiving all that money?
What? Have I not been?
Don't check your account.
At the higher levels, there's also bonus episodes. There's video episodes.
Yeah.
On the Patreon, all next month, there's going to be all sorts of stuff for the Tournament of Pandering.
That's
and
right.
All sorts of fun stuff happening during Fanagar. So yeah, check that out, and it helps to support us.
Yeah, most important, me. Support me. If you want to find other ways to support me, listen to my podcast, Ghostface.
How dare you? We only got nominated because of me.
I mean,
it's obviously because of me. I'm the charismatic one.
Yeah, you're the dean.
I'm the good one. I'm the dean. I'm driving the car.
Oh, no.
I run it.
I mean, even the artwork doesn't show you as the one driving.
It's a European model.
I'm the one holding a steering wheel, though.
We're in Britain.
That still doesn't change the steering wheel.
Men of letters.
Never mind. You've corrected me.
It's Ghostfacers, a Supernatural rewatch. We're going over every single episode of Supernatural
until today.
We're gonna keep going whether you want to or not. We do real world monster lore. We talk about behind the scenes stuff. It's a ton of fun. Go check it out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ciao, ciao.
Adios.
Superheroes, they always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure, they are men of might.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.
I got the last word.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I can actively